Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here. In today's video, I'm going to discuss my first half of the year expenses. This is a follow-up on a video from back in January where I showed my 2021 purchases. I split down the platform that I bought them through, and I talked about how much was vintage, how much was modern. Just kind of to timestamp my history in the hobby, where I've been, where I'm headed. Um, just to kind of give a gauge what I'm doing. It's been about a year now that I've been doing this full time, and the title was spending $1 million on Pokemon, something like that. You'll see no single number, not in a year yet at this point. But these numbers that you see, so back in January, $557,000 was what I spent on Pokemon alone in 2021. Major exclusions, though: no selling supplies, no shipping fees, no eBay fees. As we all know, eBay fees are about 10 to 15%. Same thing for Troll and Toad. PWCC, anywhere between 10 and 20%, depending on the sale price. So even though in 2021 I didn't spend, all those things included, it wasn't $1 million in 2021. 2022, it could be closer. You can see same exclusions, cardboard alone, essentially. Since I've been spending a fair bit more and I'm actually partnered with MetaZoo now, I am including in wholesale modern. That purchase includes $30,000 of MetaZoo for the UFO release, approximately 30,000. So if you exclude the MetaZoo, I've through the first half of the year, I've spent essentially what I spent all of last year on wholesale modern. So I've really upped my game, trying to up my allocations for future really good sets. We've got that ultra premium collection they announced for in the fall. Hopefully nice products like that. I can hype releases. I can get a decent portion moving ahead, really trying to beef up this number from distributors. But anyways, yeah. 2021 was 557,000. I'm about halfway. I'm about halfway there, slightly under halfway, given what I've spent on cardboard alone. If you add in all the grading fees, especially, very big omission, because I've graded in the past year and a half, the time frames that this covers. I've graded over 10,000 cards. That's nearly $100,000 in grading fees alone. So there are a ton of omissions here. I don't disclose my exact sales numbers. I know Nick, Old Skool Pokemon, when he's posting the videos, it's a really cool series where he shows buys and sells. You can figure out exactly what he makes. That's going a little bit further than I like to go, but hopefully this is interesting or useful. It's just meant to be like demonstrative of what I'm doing, and the way, to me, when I put it together, it was really interesting to me. Like, I've known I'm not doing as much on eBay lately, and I know that I need to make time to get back onto it. But to see that I had only spent $18,000 the first half of the year, whereas last year I had spent $190,000 buying collections and items from eBay. I mean, this is for a whole year, this is for half, so it's down 90%. But I'm essentially I'm on pace to do 80% lower than what I had done if this replicates for the second half of the year. Private buys are also down a ton. I have bought some really cool collections in the sometime in the next couple of weeks. I have a collection coming in. I might actually do it for a live. I might go over it live. Last week, 2 days ago, I cracked slabs live, and that was so much fun. Did a 3-hour stream cracking slabs, and I might next Wednesday, I might do a combination stream of going through a really cool new collection that I just bought, and then pulling out cards to grade from it. Maybe I'll crack a few slabs too, because I still have a bunch more to go. But anyways, private buys down a ton. Wholesale modern up significantly. Went from 19% of my total cardboard purchases in wholesale modern to over half, just over half of what I've been buying, and that's about $110,000 Pokemon and about $30,000 MetaZoo. And then auction houses has gone up quite significantly. We'll get down to this chart over here in a little bit, but a lot of boxes, a bit of a scary amount of boxes, and some of them were immediately flipped or kind of shared with Nick, again from Old Skool Pokemon. In the span, you can see June was the most spendy month to date since I've been tracking all this, since I've been full-time in the hobby. Even going way back, I've never spent $80,000 before in a single given month until just last month. And you might remember about a month ago, 6 weeks ago this time, it was Charlotte Collecticon, and I made the trophy sale to Rusty. So I had $110,000 come in, and I immediately chucked $80,000 back out. A decent portion of that went into traditional investments, and I'm constantly buying in monthly into my 401k and IRAs. None of those purchases are here. Again, this is strictly cardboard. This isn't my total business expenditures. If you were to cover, part of the reason I went for $1 million in the title, if you were to take the cardboard alone, add in all the fees, add in all the selling fees, you can probably kind of estimate what I'm selling in a year, given that I spent this much. I'm doing this full time. I'm pulling a salary out. So any amount that I'm spending, I've fairly likely got to be selling more than that. Otherwise, where's the money coming from? I mean, technically my inventory could just be going down and down, but overall my inventory has actually stayed steady or gone up as far as dollar amount, because I'm buying in every major sale. Once I do my monthly distributions into the 401k and IRA, anything that's left, I try to keep in the business, keep cycling it. But yeah, continuing down, auction houses have gone up to be almost a third, 30% of my purchases for the year. And then down at the bottom, Pokemon Center, similarly, it's 1%. Those sitting cuties get me every time. You can only see part of them, but the coins here, the Eevee, the canvas there, various things for Pokemon Center. And then whatnot. I've been very well behaved this year. I made a video a few months ago talking about trying to not buy into box breaks. Last year alone, I spent $3,000 into different whatnot box breaks, and that doesn't even include the Vegas box break, which would have gone into the auction houses. So yeah, I'm trying to go the whole year being good and not buying into anything too crazy along those lines. But yeah, you can see here, I'm headed down a similar path, but it's very choppy. Last video at the start of the year, I talked a lot more about like cash flow considerations. I actually hid the columns here. I talked about how much of that was on a credit card, how much of it was through bank account. The primary methods for payment, 80% of things go through credit card. Volume-wise, dollar-wise, it varies a little bit. Auction houses, primarily, I try to do ACHs because they charge you a 2.5% credit card fee, and my credit card is only a 2% reward, so you have to pay like a 0.5% fee to pay by credit card. It adds up. On every $10,000, that's $50 that you're just throwing away by paying that extra credit card fee. So, but yeah, I did leave a couple notes for myself. I'm gonna try to make this a semi-annual video just to, again, timestamp where I was, where I've been, where I'm headed. I'll keep updating this chart, and for the next video, you'll see this video 6 months from now. You'll see it in early 2023. I'm going to add, I didn't have the time, I wasn't able to find all the proper, I have a flash drive somewhere where I backed up all my annual documents that I gave to my CPA for past years, going all the way back. I would have it all the way back to like 2011 when I first started my job. That would be all my personal stuff, and when I was selling coins and stuff on eBay. I'll probably only show for this Pokemon channel my involvement in Pokemon. So 2014 to current, I'll have this chart from 2014 to current, maybe only by the year for the first several years, but then monthly from here on. And I think it'll just be really cool to see my growth and to see how it correlates to Pokemon's growth. Clearly, from 2021 to 2022, the hobby's seen a fair bit of decline as far as social media presence, social media mentions, all this and that. And as far as a lot of prices have come down too. Not all of them, not universally, but it'll be really interesting to see how my performance correlates to the broader markets. Clearly, I quit my job last year, so the first 8 years it will have been, or the first 7 years it will have been a part-time endeavor, whereas now it's full-time. So my performance should kind of break away in 2021 to 2022, even when the broader market was falling and the Pokemon market was falling. I started devoting a full 2,080 hours a year 40 hours a week, roughly. Slightly more, slightly less some weeks, but overall, I'm definitely devoting more than when I was a full-time chemical engineer and a part-time eBayer. Goals, though, we are human beings. Our brains like nice round numbers. It would be really cool to see what year I'm first able to get my cardboard expend. It's weird to say, like, I want to spend more money, but spending and profits are correlated. Like, sales and spending are linked. Spending will be slightly less than sales, generally speaking, because it will be sales minus what I pay myself out is relatively equal to what I'm spending. Those are kind of steady state. So yeah, natural goal will be making this number hit $1 million, seeing a second comma come in to that number that I spend on cardboard alone. 2022 could be the year where this number, adding in all the exclusions, like the packet that I deliver to my accountant with all the supplies, with all the grading fees, with all eBay fees and everything, that might have 2 commas in it. We'll have to see. Crazy to think how far it's come, and I'm really excited to update this chart 6 months from now and see how that's all played out. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Let me know if this is interesting to you. To me, a couple takeaways: I really need to get back to eBay, and I really need to get back to Buyee a little bit. Those took a huge dip, and I don't necessarily need to like dial back on wholesale modern or auction houses. Keep doing what I'm doing there, but do more eBay, do more Buyee as well. Maybe do a little more private buys. Feel free to reach out to me. I have been inundated actually the past couple weeks a little bit with a few collections. I apologize to anyone who's reached out to me with collection offerings, because I've a couple of them I just offered fairly low, and I told people, I said, hey, you're probably better off consigning this. It's not really in my wheelhouse. It's not something I'm looking to pick up right now, and I think you're better off just consigning it. Like, I'll be honest, if I'm not giving you what I deem like a fair price, if I think that someone will pay you more, I'll tell you that. So I have told a couple individuals, I'll offer you this, but honestly, you could do better. And I have successfully kind of more things that were more in my wheelhouse, things that I felt that I could offer a more fair thing. I have, like I said, I do have a collection coming in that I'll show. So for next week, I'm contemplating, let me know in the comments below if you, what your thoughts are. Instead of posting 2 to 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, pre-recorded, or Monday, Thursday, pre-recorded, I'm contemplating moving my channel to a single pre-recorded video once a week on Mondays, and then a live stream every Wednesday or Friday, depending on my schedule. I would probably lean towards Wednesdays, but I'll probably lean towards like Wednesday afternoons, the same thing that I did earlier this week for live streams. That was a lot of fun, but it'll be a dynamic thing depending on my schedule. But so yeah, 1 pre-recorded and 1 live every week. Let me know in the comments below. Would you rather have 2 or 3 10 to 30 minute pre-recorded videos on various topics, or is it better to turn what might be a 30-minute pre-recorded video just into a 2-hour live? Like I can do the same kind of commentary, the same kind of topics in a live, and at the same time I can show you the new collection that just came in that would have been a video, or I can show you a graded card return or a graded card send off. I'm leaning towards that. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. That's it for this video. Let me know if you found anything interesting, if it was useful. Monday, I'm going to do a video that I'm pretty excited for. Pretty interesting topic. How would I spend $10 million in the hobby if I had it? Clearly, I don't have it. Clearly, it's a number that's more than the cumulative spending that I've done my 8 years in the hobby by far. I guess we'll find out in January, like how far in advance of that spending is it. But yeah, I think it'll be a fun video. I'm going to do, I guess I'll keep it a little bit of a teaser. I won't go in. I'm going to get a little deeper than just that. Because that's, you can almost buy everything. But not to spoil that video too much more. But I think it'll be a fun one. I'm actually going to record it right after this. But yeah, that's everything I have for today. I appreciate you all watching. I will catch you all later.